October 24th, a date that has repeatedly been a pivot point for American destiny. It's a day when the economy has literally fallen off a cliff, when America's first space disaster was narrowly avoided by pure luck, and when a president made a promise that would backfire spectacularly. What's the common thread? Catastrophic errors in judgment. Today, we're exposing the greatest mistakes made on October 24th that sent shockwaves through finance, space exploration, and the White House itself. History isn't just about the plans that worked. It's about the ones that failed spectacularly. And often, the seeds of those failures are sown in a single critical moment. On this October 24th, we're examining 3 such moments. A day of financial panic that revealed a broken system, a space mission that survived not by design, but by chance, and a political pledge that would haunt a presidency. Let's dive into the first and most famous. The day the Roaring Twenties came to a screeching halt. Mistake number 1. Black Thursday, the unregulated crash, 1929. It's 1929. The stock market is a national obsession, built on a mountain of speculative debt and blind optimism. But the foundation is rotten. The context: the market was in a massive bubble, fueled by rampant speculation and buying on margin, using borrowed money. There were no safeguards. The October 24th panic. On October 24th, 1929, Black Thursday, the market opened and immediately plunged. A record 12.9 million shares were traded in chaos. A consortium of bankers famously tried to prop it up by buying shares, creating a temporary rally. The mistake. The critical error was the complete lack of financial regulation and circuit breakers. The system was designed for growth, not for collapse. The intervention by bankers was a desperate, short-term fix that failed to address the core problem: a market built on air. The consequence: the temporary confidence from the 24th evaporated completely the following Tuesday. Black Thursday was the point of no return, the day the panic became unstoppable, leading directly to the Great Depression. The mistake of an unregulated, speculative market was exposed for all to see, with devastating consequences for the entire world. The lesson: a financial system without safeguards, transparency, and mechanisms to control panic is a ticking time bomb. Growth without stability is an illusion. Mistake number 2. The Whammy, Chuck Yeager's near-death, and the limits of secrecy, iconic, unequivocal promise to distinguish himself and reassure conservative voters, cementing his election victory. The October 24th reversal. On October 24th, 1990, facing a growing budget deficit, President Bush publicly reneged on his core campaign promise, announcing a budget deal that included tax increases as a necessary compromise with a Democratic Congress. The mistake. The error was twofold. First, making such an absolute, memorable pledge in the first place, which boxed him in politically. Second, breaking it in a way that enraged his conservative base and made him appear weak and untrustworthy. The consequence: the broken pledge became the central anchor of his 1992 re-election campaign. It fueled a primary challenge from Pat Buchanan and was used relentlessly by Bill Clinton and third-party candidate Ross Perot. It is widely considered a primary reason he lost the presidency. It became the textbook example of how a single broken promise can destroy a politician's credibility. The lesson: in politics, absolute promises are absolute vulnerabilities. A pledge meant to demonstrate strength can become a weapon for your enemies if circumstances force you to betray it. Conclusion. So, what connects a stock market crash, a spinning rocket plane, and a broken political promise? They all represent a fundamental miscalculation of risk. In 1929, it was the risk of an unregulated market. In 1962, it was the risk of pushing technology too fast. And in 1990, it was the political risk of an absolute promise in an imperfect world. October 24th teaches us that whether in finance, technology, or politics, failing to plan for failure or making promises you can't keep is the surest path to a historic mistake. The lesson is to respect complexity, avoid absolutes, and always have a plan B. Which of these mistakes do you think was the most consequential? Was Bush wrong to make the promise or wrong to break it? Let's talk about it in the comments. If you learned something today, please like and subscribe for more daily history. Thanks for watching.